Today we're exploring a fascinating subject that goes beyond just trucks. It encompasses culture, geography, and the distinct hurdles that drivers encounter in two different regions of the world. We're focusing on the remarkable reasons why Australian trucks, particularly those enormous road trains, stand apart from their American counterparts. Get ready, because this journey is going to be exhilarating. You might be asking yourself, why should I care about trucks? The answer is simple. Trucks are essential to the transportation sector, serving as a vital link in the movement of goods over long distances. By examining the contrasts between Australian road trains and American trucks, we gain valuable insights into the specific challenges and innovations that shape each nation's logistics and transportation landscape. Let's dive in. In Australia, a road train refers to a powerful truck that hauls multiple trailers, sometimes as many as 4 or 5. These colossal vehicles can reach lengths of over 164 feet and weigh up to 200 tons, resembling a freight train on wheels. In comparison, American trucks usually manage 1 or 2 trailers, with a maximum length of about 78 feet long. So, what's the reason behind the need for such enormous road trains in Australia? The answer is rooted in the vastness of the Australian landscape. As the 6th largest country globally, much of Australia is sparsely populated, and the distances between major cities can be immense. For example, the journey from Sydney to Perth spans more than 4,000 kilometers. That's quite a trek for a delivery. Road trains are specifically designed to handle these lengthy trips efficiently, enabling drivers to move large volumes of goods in one go. Moreover, road trains are particularly valuable in remote regions where conventional trucking methods may fall short. They are capable of transporting a wide range of cargo, from livestock to mining equipment, making them indispensable for industries that operate far from urban areas. To grasp the unique evolution of Australian trucks, we must first consider the challenges they face. Australia is not just large, it's vast. Unlike the United States, where you find a variety of landscapes, much of Australia consists of endless, blistering deserts, with towns often hundreds or even thousands of miles apart. The distances involved are enough to make even the most experienced American truck drivers pause for thought. In contrast to America's widespread population centers, Australians primarily reside along the coast. The interior of the country is one of the least populated areas on the planet. To illustrate, think about a road trip from New York to Los Angeles, but instead of encountering a city every few hours, you might go days without spotting more than a few structures. The remoteness is so pronounced that many communities in the outback must organize their supplies months ahead of time. The reality is that these isolated areas still require all the essentials of modern life: food, fuel, tools, and building materials, all of which must be transported in a way that traditional American trucking methods simply cannot accommodate. Australia is an expansive nation where the majority of its population resides in a handful of major cities. The outback, however, is isolated, characterized by lengthy roads and sparse infrastructure. This isolation necessitates the transportation of goods over considerable distances. Road trains serve as an ideal solution, capable of hauling substantial cargo in a single journey, which minimizes the number of trips required and conserves fuel. Additionally, Australia experiences extreme weather conditions, with intense heat during summer and significant rainfall in certain areas. Road trains are engineered to endure these challenges, often featuring sturdy constructions and powerful engines designed for rugged landscapes. On the other hand, American trucks are tailored for a different type of environment. The United States boasts a varied geography, ranging from mountains to flatlands, along with a comprehensive highway system that facilitates efficient transport. Consequently, while American trucks may not require multiple trailers for long hauls, they are optimized for speed and agility in bustling urban settings and busy roadways. In the United States, the answer was straightforward: create a vast system of highways linking major urban centers. Initiated in the 1950s, the interstate highway system allowed trucks to efficiently access nearly every corner of the country, with ample rest areas, fueling stations, and maintenance facilities. American trucks could be designed for relatively short trips between these well-connected hubs. This robust infrastructure enabled trucks to prioritize fuel efficiency and driver comfort over extreme durability and capacity. In contrast, Australia faced a different challenge. While they attempted a similar approach, the immense distances combined with a sparse population rendered it economically unfeasible to sustain a comparable network. Picture the difficulty in justifying the construction and upkeep of a 4-lane highway that might only accommodate a few vehicles daily. The cost per mile would be staggering. This is where Australian creativity came into play. When frequent truck trips aren't viable, the answer is to maximize the load each truck can carry. And by maximizing, I mean pushing the very boundaries of what a land vehicle can transport. One significant distinction between the trucking systems in Australia and the United States lies in their regulatory frameworks. In Australia, road trains are meticulously crafted to meet specific laws that govern their operation. For instance, these vehicles are permitted to travel on designated routes specifically allocated for road trains. They require special permits and must follow stringent safety protocols, including weight restrictions that can differ by state and road type. On the other hand, American trucking regulations encompass various rules, such as weight limits and hours of service, which dictate the maximum time drivers can spend on the road. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, is responsible for establishing these regulations to maintain highway safety. Interestingly, Australia's regulatory landscape tends to be more adaptable regarding road trains. This adaptability fosters innovation in transportation methods, enabling drivers and companies to respond effectively to the unique challenges posed by the outback. Nonetheless, this flexibility does not come at the expense of safety. Both nations place a high priority on safety, but their approaches and regulations vary significantly due to differences in geography and operational requirements. Have you ever wondered why we don't spot these massive vehicles on American roads? The answer is rooted in regulations, but it goes beyond mere paperwork. The infrastructure in the U.S. simply wasn't built to accommodate such long and heavy trucks. Instead, it was designed with a different approach in mind, one that emphasizes frequent deliveries and a web of interconnected routes. Additionally, there's an often overlooked aspect: the insurance challenges. Covering a vehicle that functions like 4 trucks combined, especially on busy highways, would create a logistical and financial headache in the U.S. Just take a look at how much room these giants require to make a turn. In the vast outback, it's a breeze. But in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, that's a definite no-go. These vehicles demand turning radii that could span entire city blocks. It's not merely about the physical dimensions, it's also about the intricate coordination needed to navigate such a colossal machine safely. While American truck drivers are highly skilled, operating a road train requires an entirely different level of spatial awareness and strategic planning. Let's dive into the topic of culture. In Australia, trucking is more than just a job, it's a lifestyle. The extensive journeys through the outback foster a special bond among drivers. Australian truck stops serve as more than mere refueling stations. They act as vibrant social centers where drivers exchange stories, advice, and experiences. This culture prioritizes respect for the road and fellow drivers, nurturing a close-knit community. On the other hand, trucking in America tends to have a more corporate atmosphere, with many drivers employed by large logistics firms. This corporate environment can lead to different road experiences, as American drivers often feel the pressure of strict schedules and deadlines. The life of an American truck driver can be quite solitary, with many spending extended periods alone on the highway. While friendships and communities do form among American truckers, the corporate framework can sometimes lead to a more isolated experience. Moreover, the perception of truck drivers differs between the two nations. In Australia, truck drivers are frequently regarded as vital contributors to the economy, particularly in remote regions. In contrast, while American truck drivers earn respect, the industry can occasionally be viewed as less appealing, despite its essential role in logistics. The economic ramifications of these variations are considerable. In Australia, road trains play a vital role in reducing transportation costs for goods over extensive distances. This is especially important for sectors like mining and agriculture, where products must be transported from isolated regions to urban markets. For instance, moving cattle from the outback to city areas is made more efficient with road trains, which can transport a large number of animals in a single journey. This approach not only cuts costs, but also lessens the environmental footprint by decreasing the number of trips required. In the United States, the logistics sector prioritizes efficiency and speed, aiming to deliver products to consumers as swiftly as possible. This results in a different economic framework, where smaller trucks dominate last-mile deliveries. The American economy heavily depends on a just-in-time delivery model, ensuring goods arrive precisely when needed. This system necessitates a distinct trucking strategy, focusing on rapid turnaround and adaptability. However, this model can create challenges, such as heightened traffic congestion and increased emissions from the sheer volume of trucks on the road. Conversely, the use of road trains in Australia can mitigate some of these problems by consolidating shipments and reducing the number of trips needed. Let's not forget about the environment. Road trains are engineered for fuel efficiency, allowing them to transport larger quantities of cargo with fewer trips. This approach significantly lessens the carbon footprint associated with moving goods throughout Australia. In the United States, while there are initiatives aimed at making trucking more eco-friendly, the emphasis tends to be on cutting emissions from individual trucks rather than maximizing load capacity. This can result in a greater overall environmental burden due to the high volume of trucks on the highways. Additionally, the Australian government has taken a proactive stance in encouraging sustainable practices within the trucking sector. Programs focused on lowering emissions and enhancing fuel efficiency are increasingly prevalent, particularly as the nation seeks to combat climate change. On the other hand, the U.S. is witnessing a movement towards electric and hybrid trucks, although this transition is still in its infancy. The current infrastructure for electric vehicles is not sufficiently developed, creating obstacles for long-distance trucking. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get more interesting content like this.